All right, we are officially live. This is the Deplorables of the Round Table.
Nobody
Party
likes
time.
nobody likes us. We're Republican. No one likes us. Hey, what
Oh,
do you remember that Jason Kelsey speech after they won the Super Bowl where we're from Philly, fucking Philly. No one likes us. We don't care. Well, that's us, except we're just Republican.
yeah. And myself, I'm not even a card-carrying Republican. I kind of lean that way because, well, the Republican Party is more what I identify with.
I'm registered as Republican, but I'm certainly not all the way to the right. I definitely have very light right-leaning views, though.
Oh yeah, we've been over that. We've definitely covered that, man.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh yeah, yelling at the lefties. I'm actually going out waving Trump flags. I'm going to go to the most lefty areas of New York and wave Trump flags with my friend.
well, make sure you don't die.
You know what? This was my senior quote. Actually, it said, "If I die, it's my time. I died fighting for my country. I consider that a noble cause. All we can do is wave our flags. That's it." But
That's it.
anyway,
That's admirable.
on to the football aspect of things. There was actually some football to talk about.
Yeah, I know, right? Crazy.
No, insane. Some games were canceled, but
Ours
I don't know.
was.
Yep. Wait, yours was canceled?
Yeah,
No, that's
we were.
right. Yeah, you guys had COVID cases.
Yeah, we were supposed to play Wake Forest tomorrow morning around I think 11 or 12, one of the two. But yeah, we had Notre Dame had 7 guys test positive for COVID, so they pushed it back to December 12th. So even after we play you guys in South Bend, if we didn't think there wasn't a good chance for snow for that game, there's definitely going to be a good chance for Wake Forest on December 12th. But anyway, after this week, we then had a scheduled bye week. So, yeah, we won't see Notre Dame back on the field until we play Florida State on early October.
Yeah, I don't know
Crazy.
whether to be thankful for this or not, but Syracuse has not had a game canceled yet. I don't know whether I should be thankful or I don't know. I don't know how to feel.
Well, be thankful that you have your team to watch for the next couple weeks. I don't.
I
I
almost
guess it.
wish that was the case after what I've been seeing.
Well,
Horrible.
well, I will say this: one of the teams, I think it was Pittsburgh, they did keep it close with.
It kept it. If you'd have watched how that game should have been a freaking blowout, man. I think Pitt's just not very good. I don't think they're good at all. They went and beat Austin P, which who the hell is that? But
I know.
other than that, they come in and play us. I think our defense is good. I think the defense is just fine. The defense looked good against North Carolina. Uh, they also had a game canceled. They were going to play Charlotte, and that got canceled. So, but
Yeah.
then we played good for 3 quarters, and then the defense got tired because the offense couldn't get a first down.
But you got you. I remember you. I saw a post of yours. I think it was either early this week or last week. But you're thinking the Orange should go with their backup quarterback.
Rex, well, I think that, and you know what? I'm going to come right out and say that I think that in terms of arm talent, Tommy DeVito is probably the better quarterback. But the problem is he's operated by his head, which is full of hot air. He's an idiot. In terms of football, he is dumb. And I'm going to blame the offensive coordinator for some of this, but he just stands there like a deer in headlights waiting to get sacked. It's seemingly every play. And it's so annoying to watch. We could be calling quick screens, jet sweeps, something other than dropping back and waiting to get sacked. I think that's just a dumb strategy. And we're not not at all getting the most out of our players at all. And I know we're missing a couple running backs,
Mm-hmm.
but that's still no excuse to get 202 and 171 yards of offense in the first 2 games.
And as you were talking, a friend of mine showed up, Shakedown the Thunder Sports, otherwise known as Mr. George Bashura. How are you doing, George? And
You got a
just so you
comment?
know, yeah, and just so you know, George, this is my own individual channel, hence why you don't see Ben. Um, but and besides, you wouldn't see Ben anyway because he's working right now.
I'm non-Irish Harrier Ben.
Yeah, this Syracuse fan that I have with me.
Yep.
But yeah, he said I was actually wrong about the numbers. 23 of our players either in isolation or quarantine.
Yeah. Man. Good thing you guys have a bye week. You probably would have had another bye week anyways. Probably wouldn't have let you play next week either.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, next week was a
May as well have a
scheduled
bye
bye week.
week. Yep.
Yeah, but that in this weird year, that's to be expected. So I mean, hey, look at it this way. For the next couple weeks, I still have my Chicago Bears to watch, and they've gotten off to a good start. Kind of
They
left me
have.
with the
Yeah. It's they've kind of had to come from behind, seeming both their games. It's been pretty close. But the Bears so far, I think, is it Mitch Trubisky or is it Nick Foles that you guys went with?
it's still Trubisky starting.
How's he look?
He's looked pretty good. The only problem is he needs to get better consistency because it seems because so far through these first two games, he's looked amazing in the first half, but it's the second half where everything just kind of goes the opposite direction. But it's not just him though. I mean that's the whole team. But it's like well, I shouldn't say the whole team because the defense has played great, but it's more like the defense has had to carry him in the second half. You know, the offense.
That's
But
kind of how it was last year for the Bears too.
yeah, the only difference is a lot of games we could have won, we actually lost. So I'm fine with that as long as we come out winning the game.
Yep, a win is a win is a win is a win is a win.
Yes, absolutely.
Go 16-0 and win on a last-second touchdown pass every time, and I'm happy. I'm maybe 10 years older, but I'm happy.
I mean, I wouldn't want to see that every game because it'd drive me crazy. But you're right.
Yep, you're 10 years older, but you know, still undefeated.
Yeah, you won the game, damn it. And yeah, this week we have the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, they'll find a way to blow it. They just it's the way they lost a humiliating game to Dallas.
Well, I had a coworker tell me, "Oh, well, no way the Falcons lose 3 in a row to start the season. They'll beat the Bears." And I'm like, "Well, come on now, give the Bears a little more credit." And besides, the Falcons wouldn't be the first team with expectations to lose 3 games to start the season.
That Falcons fan sounds delusional. He just managed to his team
Well,
managed to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory in the worst possible way.
Well, no, this guy's not a Falcons fan. He's a Cowboys fan.
Oh,
We were just talking the NFL in general.
Oh, he thinks the Falcons will win.
Yes. And I told him like
that. I don't think he's correct about that. I think the Bears are going to win. I think the Falcons' defense is absolutely terrible, terrible, and their coaching is worse. They've got Matt Ryan, and they've got a pretty decent offense, but that's about it.
And there's even no guarantee that Julio Jones is going to play because he's on a. I'm not sure if it was the injury list or well, you could say just about anything, injury list, COVID list, whatever. But they had like 9 or 10 guys on the injury list, I believe. So, but anyway, aside from the Bears, how about your Bills, man? Josh Allen, he's looked phenomenal.
He looks great. The Bills would have beaten Miami by more, and I hate to be that guy who makes the injury excuse, but our top 2 linebackers were not playing. So Miami, if you saw Miami running the ball pretty well, that was why. Hopefully they can get back. I do believe that they've been participating in practice in a limited way. So I hope he can get back because we're going to need our linebackers because the Rams are tough.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Rams
What was I going to say? Um, damn it! I hate it when I lose my train of thought. I hate that.
You were talking about the Rams.
Oh yeah. Now I know what I was going to say. Speaking of the Rams, it's just crazy. You know, the new stadium that they got that they're sharing with the Chargers now. To see that place empty in its debut season, I mean, think of how ridiculously loud that place would have been and how much more of an advantage the Rams would have right now.
No, it's
Hey,
the
what's
same.
up, Bob?
Yep. Don says the Bears suck 7-9. You could, who knows? You could be right, Don. You never know. But that's why they play the games.
Exactly. Who's your team, Don?
Let me tell you who I think the best team right now that I've seen, at least on offense, best team I've seen so far is the Seahawks in terms of offense. Russell Wilson is on some other type of universe of play right now. He looks phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Well, all I know is Greg Olson has to start getting targeted more on that team because he's my starting tight end on fantasy.
Don says the Bills are overrated. Well, you still haven't told me who your team is.
But yeah, I know. I want to know. I want to know your team, Don. Come on.
Don, how do you know that yet? We don't really know. I mean, if we get destroyed by the Rams and you come back to me and say, yeah, Bills are overrated, I'll probably agree with you. But the thing is that if you're going to sit here and be objective, how can you say the Bills are overrated if you've only seen them play 2 games? They've won those 2 games. So I don't know what you're on about. The only reason the Dolphins game was so close was 1, because of garbage time. 2, our top 2 linebackers were not in. Otherwise, our defense is top notch, and our offense has got a guy throwing for 300 and 400 a game. I mean, how can you say overrated until you've seen that entire team take the field and play a game? You know?
Yeah.
Get facts
Exactly.
and come back and see me. I'm going to do Jim Calhoun. Get some facts and come back and see me.
If he comes back with an argument. Bills are welcome. Don't have the talent? Are you kidding me?
Again, no facts. Get some facts and come back and see me. On offense, I can list you our talent.
Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, who's also on my fantasy team in addition to Allen.
What would KC? I'm guessing, are you a KC fan? But what would KC do to Buffalo? I don't know. KC might beat us. I don't know. We haven't played the game. I don't know what to tell you. We haven't played the game. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, and you know something with the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. With the Kansas City Chiefs, these are guys who are well established and have been playing together for the last 3 years. So they already have that camaraderie. So they're well established. So yeah, could they beat could they beat Buffalo? Yeah, of course. Any team can beat any team on any given Sunday.
That's the first fact right there that the Don has come back with. Bills haven't won a playoff games in 25 years. Yeah, no shit, Dick Tracy. I wonder where you got that one from.
Anybody who saw the 4 falls of Buffalo knows that fact already. So
come on, you got to come back.
Let's see. And Bob Walker makes a great point. With no spring practice and no exhibition games, it might be 4 or 5 games before we'll know how good or bad teams are this year. And that's absolutely right.
But in terms of what you said about talent, what about on the offensive line? We've got, Dawkins, Deion Dawkins. He's pretty good on the line, and so is Morse. We're still building that line. It's going to take some time. We've got Cody Ford, who's going to be very good. He's a second-year player. He's going to take some steps. We've got Cole Beasley, who is a very established slot guy. I'll read you a comment, whatever was just left in the minute. Cole Beasley, and a very established slot guy. John Brown, a great deep threat. You've got Diggs, who's a very good route runner and creates separation for others. And you've also just got sneaky guys like Isaiah McKenzie, too. Those guys are good. And then on the defense, there's no way you're going to tell me there's not talent on the defense. You've got Milano, who is a freaking man. That guy is a man. And then you've got Edmonds, and then you've got very deep stable of corners too. With you've got Levi Wallace, you've got Poyer, Tre'Davious White, and you've got your guys up front. I mean, the whole defense is stacked, dude, and the offense is continuing to add talent. We just added a big receiver that completed the puzzle with Gabriel Davis. How are you going to tell me the Bills don't have any talent?
Well, he just said, first off, he says, just because people know that fact doesn't mean it's not a fact. We just confirmed several times that it was a fact. We never said that it wasn't a fact. Some of the people that comment on here, my God. And then he says, you struggled with Jets and Dolphins, 2 4-win teams. Well, we just covered that too.
I just listed you a ton of talent. So you're saying, well, not any talent. Well, I'm not saying you said that. Well, but I just listed you a ton of talent at every single position.
Well, he just said, well, see, the Don, you just said several comments earlier, the Bills are well coached, just don't have the talent. So Eric here lists you all the talent that they have, and you may not have said they didn't have any talent, but you're not giving them the proper amount of respect that they do deserve for the talent that they do have.
Besides, I'm going to say right now that the Dolphins are actually in the process of building a pretty good team. They've got Tagovailoa. He hasn't played yet, but he'll look good. Fitzpatrick is still in his early season form, which his midseason form won't be nearly as good. That's how it always goes. You know, Fitzpatrick. The cycle continues. Do really good, get a big check, suck, and then go to another team and do the same thing. But right now he's in his early season form, so he looks good. He played the Bills and Patriots, who are, in my opinion, 2 pretty good teams. So they're well coached with Flores. They just got a victory over Jacksonville, and I think that's not going to be the last. And it's a good team. And Miami, better than people think. And the Jets, we actually had a 21-0 lead and then took off the gas on them. So I don't know what you mean by we struggled with the Jets. Did you watch the game? I mean, we pretty much were on cruise control the second half, and one of their touchdowns was an 80-yard bomb. So I don't know what you're trying to tell me.
Well, here is the link to the stream if you want to come on and discuss this.
Yeah, Don, I would love to talk football with you, man. I don't want you to think that I'm really going hard on you and I dislike you, but you know, you came at me, so I'm responding. But you're more than welcome to come on and we'll treat you nicely.
It depends if he gets out of line.
Oh yeah, if you want to get heated about sports, I'm all for that, man. That's perfectly fine. I welcome that. Just as long as there's no personal attacks, that's all I care about.
Yeah, getting heated could mean ratings.
Yes.
Mark Pylon says, how about those Arizona Cardinals?
They look good too. Kyler Murray, I like them.
Yeah. What you call it? I have their running back as one of my starters. What's his name? Kenyon Drake.
Let me tell you, Bill O'Brien is one of the best general managers the Cardinals have ever had.
Oh, they've done a great job building that franchise. I can tell you that much.
I don't think. Wait, I think that joke actually got right by you, Sean. You forget who Bill O'Brien is?
Wasn't he with the Texans?
Yeah, he is with the Texans.
I didn't know who was in the Cardinals front office. So.
No, I know. So
I didn't know if he was in the.
Did you know that they traded DeAndre Hopkins for David Johnson, an aging running back.
Yeah, I do remember that. But
gave him the
no,
best receiver in the league for an aging running back. Hilarious. They already had Lamar Miller, too. It wasn't like they were bad off running back.
Well, I couldn't remember. Were they desperate for running back help?
No, they had Lamar Miller and Alfred Blue. They were just fine. Need offensive line.
Well, I'm talking more as
bad.
Well, I'm talking. I guess more as depth, if anything. But
no,
you don't make a trade like that if all you're looking for is depth. Just go sign some guy off the street.
Yeah, go sign Frank Gore. He'll play for anybody.
Yeah, that guy's. And you know what? Even though his role has been greatly reduced, which I would expect after any guy who's been in the league for 16 years, he still has some fight in him. That guy is something else. And yeah, the Don with the Bears. Look, you're not telling me anything that I don't already know. Okay. And if you actually go back and watch the games, the Bears were actually in control of both games, but they couldn't finish. They let their opponents get right back into it. So,
but no, if you're here to tell me that we struggled with the Jets, you're wrong. The Dolphins have a better team than you think. They have a Fitzpatrick that's currently playing his early season football, and we would actually have been in control of that game, I feel like, much longer if we weren't missing our top two linebackers. I don't care who your team is, Don, but if you're missing your top two linebackers, your defense isn't going to play as well. Besides, the Dolphins actually scored a garbage time touchdown. They took the lead on the fourth, and we shut the door on them, scored bang, bang, 2 touchdowns. Shut the door on.
And actually, I take that back with us. So far through 2 games, it's only been last week against the Giants where we were in control, because that first half with the Lions in week 1 that was pretty tight in the first half. So yeah, I take that back. It was only the Giants game where we were in control for most of it. Because I think week 1 against Detroit, we were actually down by a touchdown in the first half, and then we came back in the fourth quarter. So I stand corrected. But no, without a doubt, that Giants game we were in control, but we gradually let that slip.
Didn't you guys hold Saquon Barkley to like 15 carries, 6 yards?
I don't even think he got that. He ended up getting hurt early in the game.
Barkley looked like a wuss. He doesn't look good. He didn't look good even when he was playing.
Yeah, the Don here, apparently the Don's not going to tell us who his favorite team is.
No, he probably. I'm going to have to hold the phone like this. What are you? I'm going to take a guess. What are you, freaking Jets, or what are you, a Packers fan or something?
Well, let's see. The Don, that's the term for the mafia, right? Mafia boss. So probably some team on the East Coast, I bet. He's probably a Philly fan.
If you're a Philly fan, you're doing way worse. There's no way a Philly fan's a Seahawks fan. All right, I'll give you that. And I literally, I don't know. See, and here's the thing, too. If you're a Seahawks fan, I was literally just talking up how good the Seahawks are and how good their offense is. And I was just – I did everything but get down and suck off Russell Wilson. I did everything but that. And then you fire shots at my team. I don't get it, man.
Hey, the Don, do you live in Seattle?
What? Can you tell me that again? I forgot.
Gotta plug this fan in. It's too hot.
Good. It's good that you don't. Because that is one screwed up city, to say the least.
Oh, dude, you're very lucky. No, Don, no. Trash talk, it's all good. But here, I was just confused because I was actually literally praising the Seahawks about how good they were. I would just think that would be the last time that'd be the last time I'd be talking like any trash.
Raspberry cane.
Hey, don't get the wrong idea. Don't think that we can't take it. Just expect us to fire back.
No, we can take it. I don't have any trash. I can talk to the Seahawks. Really, they have a
I'm
Super
so
Bowl,
sorry,
and
Bobby.
we don't. So I can't really say anything bad about the Seahawks. But what I can do is defend my
Oh,
Buffaloes.
yes.
Can do that.
Exactly, Bob. Let's see. Lions scored on 3 straight drives against the Bears in third before Bears came back. Again, does anyone think the Vikings would be 0-2 right now? Glad they play 16 games. That's a good point, Bob. Exactly. I mean, 2 games in, anything can still happen. But that's something I want to add too. Is if the Bears suck so bad, then I'd say it was pretty pathetic that the Lions blew a lead against us.
The Lions are just pathetic. Jesus Christ.
But it's just so funny. I mean, if we struggled against the Lions, then I think it'd be more pathetic that they let one slip away from us if the Bears are so bad.
Yeah.
And Eric, do you have some kind of party going on?
No. Someone. I actually normally don't hear her, but let me be right back.
Just giving you crap.
Sorry about that.
I don't know if I'd say the Lions are the worst franchise in professional sports.
Tell you what, they've certainly been the most unlucky. Well, I don't know, the Browns. But
well, he said in all of professional sports. I don't know if I'd say the Lions are the absolute worst. I mean, they're not one of the best, obviously, but
you got to be up there with the Sixers and the Browns.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing that speaking of the Browns, it's amazing that all the talent they pulled in, getting Odell Beckham Jr. and Jarvis Landry, and they still can't put it all together yet.
They'll never put it together.
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield's so overrated. I absolutely can't stand him. I used to like him. I was actually one of the is there an earthquake there? Yeah. Well, my phone kept falling. Nope, no earthquake. This isn't Cali. I live in New York. No earthquakes here.
No, New York would be probably more, I guess, hurricanes, if anything.
Yeah, I can't remember the last hurricane we got. We get the occasional tornado warning.
Hurricane Sandy.
That never came to New York.
I thought it did.
No, I don't remember ever having that here. I would have definitely remembered.
Was it hurricane? Well, there was a hurricane that did come through there, because I remember there was an episode of Bar Rescue where Taffer went to a bar that was either in New York or New Jersey that was ravaged by that hurricane. The whole town was, and they redid a bar that was there.
Really?
But was it Sandy that was on the East Coast that caused all that devastation? Hurricane Sandy, or is it?
I'll be honest, I don't know anymore. I don't know. But anyway, how about your Irish? How have you felt about their performance through 2 games? I thought that they looked good in the second one.
Okay, the Don says, yes, it's Sandy. You got it. Okay, I knew it was. I had a feeling it was Sandy. Well, obviously, if you saw Ben and I's our recap for the opener against Duke, no, it was not what we expected. But I think for that game with Duke, I think they were just super angry, and they were ready to prove that, hey, we got something to prove. We're going to try to upset you. And so a lot of people just they overlooked them big time, which it was a mistake, because David Cutcliffe, their head coach, he is a quarterback's guru. I mean, this is a guy who worked with both Peyton and Eli Manning. But so anyway, long story short, we were happy with the opener, but we felt that one could have gone a lot better. But last week against South Florida, I was pretty satisfied. The way that our running game picked up, and the fact that we had three different running backs, including the not including the quarterback, score a touchdown, I'm pretty happy.
Good. Kick South Florida's ass about 500 more times for me, will you? I hate South Florida.
Dude, that was a payback game for us because remember they came into our house in 2011 and upset us.
Yeah, you think you have it bad? We lose to South Florida every time we played them, just about. I mean, back in 2005, 2008, Syracuse was absolutely pitiful. They were like a new program. They were just coming in and whooping our ass routinely. So.
Well, we're going to see South Florida, I think, 3 more times after this because they agreed to a series. Mark Pylon, he did name his team. He's a Seahawks fan.
The Don, as much as you do seem like you're on here trolling a little bit, you are absolutely 150% correct about that last statement. Syracuse football is like, I don't know. You can go watch one of my videos too. I said it's like watching a dog get put down. That's what watching this offense is like. It's horrible.
That's pretty harsh, dude.
It's the harshest judgment I can give it because that was one of the hardest experiences of my life right there. And let me tell you, watching this offense is pretty much almost. I don't even get angry anymore. I just sit there really like, oh wow, another 3 and out. Yep.
I know it's sad. I've had years where Notre Dame was playing bad. I mean, you know, I've dealt with a few 5 and 7 years, a 4 and 6 year, a 3 and 9 year, and yeah, it's not a fun fall when your team is playing so bad.
This team will be lucky to win one fucking game.
Well, Bob Walker again makes a great point. Again, in college ball, with no spring game, no live tackling, it will take a few games for players to up to game speed, and that's true. That's absolutely true.
By that point, we'll have played our only winnable game of the year and probably lost. So by the time we get playing good, it won't be good enough to play the tougher opponents.
Yeah. So I mean, this is just an unusual year for everybody. I mean, but how much more can you establish that? I mean, we all know that.
I mean, the other team that beat us seemed to do okay. We're all dealing with the same thing. There's no real excuse.
Hey, the Don, without looking it up, what was the score of that BC Duke game?
26-6.
Oh, you already knew it. I forgot what it was. Okay, so they beat them by 20 points. We beat them by 14. Okay, so whatever.
They weren't as hyped up.
But did we watch Miami against Louisville last Saturday? I watched a little bit of it, but I was hanging with my buddy Ben because we got together for the first time. Well, not the first time, the second time, but the first time on where we did a preview and a recap together. Because he lives a couple hours away from me. So, but I was down with him last week, and I was spending time with him and his wife. We watched the Irish that day, a few more games in the afternoon, and then by night we were just pretty much shooting the shit. But anyway, Bob Walker says Irish need to get new wideouts to get involved in the game before they play Clemson or North Carolina. I agree 100% with you. And hey, home run Cubs. Kyle Schwarber. I have the game on right now. No, absolutely. And this is a problem that not a problem, but this should be saved as a backup option. But so far in the receiving game, our running backs have been making a lot of the catches, and that can be a little concerning when your wideouts when they're getting more involved than your wideouts are. But yes, I agree. Braden Lindsey needs to be more involved. Freaking Joe Wilkins. I'm trying to think of all the receivers that we have. I want to see more of Jordan Johnson. the big tall stud out of St. Louis. And so far, I've also really liked what I've seen out of our tight ends. But yeah, I digress a little bit.
John says Louisville's defense is the worst I've ever seen. No joke. Miami players running wide open all over the place. I have to agree. That was not a good performance by Louisville's defense. It's going to take a while for them to build that up. The offensive talent was there in 2018 when they went 2-10. They just had Bobby Petrino just kind of giving up on that team, I feel like, and they just kind of fell apart and didn't really want to be there. Then when they had a coach that they actually wanted to play for, they put it together on offense. The defense, those struggles have just kind of been there. I mean, I feel like I've really seen Louisville's defense look all that good since like 5 years ago. They're not good, man. They really aren't. I have to say I agree.
This might sound crazy because maybe there's some years where I've missed it, but Louisville, as long as I've been watching them, they've always been that team that has a high-powered offense, but not so great a defense. I mean, they could easily play in the Big 12 because a lot of teams in that conference are like that.
Although I will, I'll argue with you a little bit on the worst defense. I mean, I'm pretty sure Syracuse gave up nearly 1,000 yards to Louisville last time, and you may think I'm like 1,000 yards is hyperbole. No, we didn't. It was not just hyperbole. We gave up over 850 yards to Louisville, including 610 total offensive yards to Lamar Jackson. He had 610 yards by himself. Go look up the stats. I'm not playing with you. And he leaped over a guy right in front of me. In fact, if you watch the highlight video of the Syracuse Orange YouTube page put up, you can actually see me sitting there watching him jump over the guy, and I'm just sitting there like,
what the hell just happened?
yeah, I'm staring straight ahead. I have to process what I just saw.
Yeah, did that really just happen?
Yeah, it did. It did.
Oh, man, Bob, I'm sorry to hear that. Bob says he likes the Irish ground game, so many backs with different skill set, but that's not what I'm talking about. He says, damn Cubs, I'm a Shy Sox fan. Oh, man, Bob, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
And then the Don says Louisville Pitt will be a good game tomorrow. It should be.
Battle of all defense, no offense, and all offense, no defense.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But that usually goes to the team with defense, I feel like.
Bob, you're the same. Bob, you're the same age as my dad, because he was born in '51 too, and he just turned 69 years old. But Bob says, Sean, I followed the Irish since I was 10 years old. I've seen some pretty bad Irish teams, and he's right. There have been some. There were some lousy teams in the 50s. I can tell you that much.
You getting a phone call or me?
What?
Is that you getting a phone call?
Oh, you can hear that?
Yeah.
That's me. My buddy Jerry's calling. I told him that I was doing a live stream.
Sorry, Jerry.
Damn, I didn't think the microphone was picking this up.
No.
Let me do a quick test. Hang on a sec.
Paige, hey, come here. Oh, by the way, Sean got to meet Paige before the stream started, but you guys have that. This is Paige.
Can you hear that at all?
Yeah, I can hear that. Guys, meet Paige. This is my doggy. Hi, Paige.
You don't hear this?
I can't hear anything right now.
Oh, good. Oh, well, actually, here. I was playing Back in Black.
Oh, Back in Black.
You hear that now? All right, so you did hear that.
Well, it sounds like someone banging pots and pans together.
Oh, well, it was Back in Black.
Oh.
Yeah. See, I got the headphones out now, and I'm like, oh, duh. Well, of course you can't hear the music. I got the freaking headphones in. All right, so I'm gonna plug the headphones back in. All right, there we go. But yeah, so getting back to where we were at. Yeah, I want to see some upsets tomorrow too, and actually, Bob, that game that I think it was the Sugar Bowl between Notre Dame and Alabama in '73. I remember watching highlights of that, and that actually was a good game. But so anyway, what were we talking about before I was testing the sound stuff?
We were talking about how bad Louisville's defense is.
Oh, well, there's only so much you can say about that.
Yep, really bad. I definitely think Notre Dame will probably beat them. I didn't think Louisville looked very good against Western Kentucky. I'll be honest. I mean, Western Kentucky, I'm pretty sure they're one of like the better teams, maybe in that division. I can't remember, but either way,
Conference USA.
Yeah, Conference USA. It's still not good to only beat friendly wager.
Are we going to have a friendly wager when the Irish and Orange play? Probably not.
Nope.
At least I didn't plan to anyway.
I don't feel like giving Sean money. Sorry, Sean. I like you. You're all right, but I'm not just gonna give you free money.
Hey, I get it. I work hard for my money too. I wouldn't want to give it away if I knew what the likely outcome was going to be. Oh, hey, yep. Craig, didn't even know you were here. Tom Clements did throw a deep pass from his own end zone. I do remember seeing that clip. That got him the first down that sealed the deal in that game. And then Mark Pylon says, Notre Dame needs to utilize Javon McKinley a lot more in their offensive schemes. He's very good and a strong receiver. Reminds me of Chase Claypool. Yeah, there's some similarities between McKinley and Claypool. I mean, obviously Claypool is the much better of the two. But yes, you're right. I would like to see Javon McKinley get a lot more targets than what he has, because the guy does have some talent.
But anyway, the Don, I will add this. We will be doing, now assuming the game happens, which I think it will, whatever date. But assuming that it's played on the date that we're planning, me and Sean are actually going to be doing a live reaction. We're both going to be watching the game on our end, and we'll be giving our reaction to it. So it's not going to be the game itself, because then YouTube would strike us down. But we'll be watching the game, and you'll get to see us live reacting to it.
Yeah, if that interests you, watching guys who are watching a football game.
That people actually do like that. I don't know if you ever heard of Coach Coop's channel, but he does that, and a ton of people tune in. Coach Coop is a Miami YouTuber, and and he does a live hangout during the Miami games, which he does leave a link to the game to where you can watch it and where it's streamed. But there's a lot of people that just stay in the chat to chat with Coop while they watch the game. So since your fan base is primarily Notre Dame, they're going to be hopping on and cheering with you and against me.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, obviously we only have 5 people in here watching right now, so I don't think it'll get that much traffic, but
4 out of 5 of them are like Notre Dame fans.
Yeah. And yeah, Craig Sebring, I agree with you. It sucks that we're not playing tomorrow, but how did the outbreak happen, you ask? I have a hunch. Since probably because we played South Florida. And I say that because the state of Florida right now has one of the biggest cases of COVID-19.
Yet they have fans in the stands, though, and New York has like 2 cases of COVID, and we have nobody. Their
Yeah.
governor is an asshole. And I do mean an asshole. No
Are you,
good.
talking, are you talking about Florida or New York?
New York.
Oh, yeah.
New York sucks.
Everybody across the country hates Andrew Cuomo.
Andrew Cuomo. I couldn't say enough bad things about Andrew Cuomo. I couldn't wish enough bad things on Andrew Cuomo. Really couldn't.
But yeah, you're right, Craig. It'll almost 3 weeks until we play. I'm not just trying to change the topic off of hating Andrew Cuomo, but
That's
yeah.
okay. I don't blame you. If I get ranting about how much I hate Andrew Cuomo, I'll be talking all night.
I like to let people, say their piece. But yeah, I know almost 3 weeks until we play again. I even said this to, Ben and I discussed this on our other channel. I mean, we're going to have to try to find stuff to do. So, I mean, Sunday night, we're doing a live stream on the Two Irish Brothers channel, and we do have a guest joining us. Nobody big, just someone who's a viewer of ours. Because we always see that thing. We want to try to get the fans involved, And then the week after that, I don't know what we're going to do.
Don asks, if you guys could watch only one game tomorrow, what would it be? I forget who's playing tomorrow. Would you be able to give me the selection in the chat by any chance?
Yeah, I'm actually looking up tomorrow's slate right now. Well, at least the top 25 anyway. Okay, so games for tomorrow. We have Florida and Mississippi. We have Kansas State, Oklahoma, Georgia Southern, Louisiana. Because I think I don't think they go by Louisiana Lafayette right now. I think they're just Louisiana. Texas and Texas Tech, West Virginia, Oklahoma State, Georgia, Arkansas. Because that's another thing too. The SEC schedule kicks off tomorrow. Florida State, Miami. Obviously, from watching BBD's podcast the other night or his live stream, Tennessee takes on the South Carolina Gamecocks. Troy and BYU. Virginia Tech, NC State. Texas A&M and Vandy. Alabama against Missouri. And then this is one that I actually think could be a little interesting. Army taking on Cincinnati, which Army, they've been they only played one game. No, they played 2 games, but have they played 2 games or 1? Yep, they played 2. But all I know is that first game against Middle Tennessee State, they just kicked the ever-loving crap out of them.
Yeah. Yep.
And they did the same thing the week before as well, or last week, whenever it was. Oh shit! Come on, back to the slate of games. So then to finish it up with the top 25, we have LSU taking on Mississippi State, Louisville, Pittsburgh, as we know already, and then we have UCF taking on East Carolina, and then this is another one that could be good as well. Auburn against Kentucky.
Yeah. Of all those games,
yeah. If I had to choose.
Oh, sorry, Sean. You cut out for a minute. So you weren't saying anything, and then I started talking. You cut out or something.
No, I just stopped talking.
Oh. Go ahead.
Oh man, of all those games, if I could only watch one, jeez.
Craig, don't even get me started.
Man, what a tough question. It's a good thing I'm not a politician. I don't know. I'd probably, just based on the rankings, probably Auburn, Kentucky.
I'm watching Florida State, Miami, personally. I always watch that game.
Big run. Canada. Bob wants. Well, actually, first Craig Sebring says, "How about Air Force plays 2 games, win both or one, and they play in the bowl." For sure. Then Bob wants. What are our thoughts on the Big 12 and Pac-12 coming in late to the party? My personal opinion, it's just like that scene in the movie Armageddon where Steve Buscemi's character goes crazy. I think Rockhound, where he goes crazy. He's like, "We're staying, we're going, we're staying, we're going. Come on, I had a great spot picked out there." Don't get me wrong. I'm glad they're back and all that, but under these circumstances, I don't think they should have been allowed. I don't think they should have been allowed to come back, honestly.
Nope. See you in the spring or not.
Yeah, they wanted so badly to play in the spring, and then you had a bunch of them wanting to, break away from the Big Ten and go independent.
Everyone else is actually playing. I thought they were going to cancel right along with us. Oh, well, I guess not. I guess we're going to come back now.
Yeah, so like I said at the start of the season, to hell with both of them. And then I guess the Pac-12, they're only going to play a 7-game schedule.
Figures. They're a bunch of West Coast pussies.
So here's that. All right, the Big Ten, it's even though it's an 8-game schedule, it's technically 9 because in addition to the championship game, they're having the teams from each division play against one another according to ranking, kind of like a consolation bracket, so to speak. So, okay, fine. 9 games is better, but I don't know if the Pac-12 is doing the same thing or not. But 7 games, let's say you have who would you say the best team in the Pac-12 would be right now?
I know. I personally want to say. Were you asking me that question?
Yeah. Or anybody else in the comments can chime in.
I'd want to say Washington or Oregon, but Oregon just lost their quarterback, Herbert. Oregon just lost their quarterback, Herbert, and Washington's coach just resigned, so there's a lot of uncertainty there.
Oh, no shit, Craig. I didn't see that the Mountain West was coming back too. So in regards to that Air Force question, maybe Air Force will have a full slate. But what I was going to fit, well, the reason I asked the question about the best team in the Pac-12, you really think that's fair to have a 7-win team jump a team that goes 11-0 or 12-0 with the conference championship?
Make LouTube troll again. Yeah, I'm sure your virginity is very important to you, considering it's probably still intact.
Well, considering the fact that mine's been gone for quite some time now, that doesn't really apply. And that's all I'll say about. And that's all I'm going to say about my sex life on here.
Idiot. You know what? If you're going to be a troll, you know what? I have no problem with trolls. They make the videos funny. I think they make the videos great. Okay? But if you're not going to come on and be a funny troll, then fuck you. Get out of here. Be a funny troll or go home. Get out. That's all I have to say to him.
Well, I already got rid of his ass, but I'm sure he'll be back soon enough. But if it is actually him himself, like I've said, every stream that we've done, it's absolutely pathetic. I mean, really, It is. But of course I can't.
I like funny trolls. I get trolled on my channel all the time, because I'm especially since I start making Trump videos. But if they're funny, like if they say some shit that's like actually funny, I'll laugh. I'm like, that's hilarious. I mean, I know it was supposed to be an insult to me, but it was still funny. But if you're just gonna be an idiot, then get out of here. Like, if you're gonna be a troll, at least be a good one.
Yeah, that was just lame.
Lame. Like, same. The Rudy jokes were kind of funny at first, I thought, but then they just started getting repetitive. I'm like,
Yeah, it's
find
like
something new.
you can only say Rudy was offside so many freaking times. I just got that on another video the other day. And oh, Bob, 3-run home run for the Cubs, so you're not gonna like that. It's 4-0 now. And Bob also says, Eric, you sound like a dude I'd like to hang out with. I felt the same way about the troll.
Yeah, I mean, if it's funny, then you know what? Feel free. I'm all good for some. If you want to say some if you want to say something about the way I look or something, and it's funny, then you know what? I'm not insecure. I'll laugh about it. But
But the funny thing is, if whoever that is behind these accounts, whether it's Lou himself or one of his viewers, if they think they're going to ruin the stream, not trying to down talk my channel here or anything, but how can you ruin a show that only has 4 people watching?
I know we've got a whole Biden rally going on here.
Yeah. So anyway, so Craig Sebring had a question. He says, if we finish 11-1, which I'm sure he's talking about Notre Dame, if we finish 11-1 and Ohio State finishes 9-0 and they go to the playoff, I would be pissed. He says.
Well, it depends on who Ohio State beats. I mean, because Notre Dame is at a bit of a disadvantage because they really have no one else. I mean, they have North Carolina to play, but really, outside of North Carolina, you really have nobody else to prop yourself up with a win. And then the playoff committee is going to see that you played one really good team in Clemson and you lost. Meanwhile, Ohio State could play Michigan, Penn State, Minnesota, a bunch of these ranked teams, and then
I'm bringing up their schedule right now.
And then win a conference title, and what would that be? I don't know if that's 9-0 or 10-0, but I mean, it's really kind of unfair almost because Notre Dame can't control who they play, but you almost see their argument in a way, and that's not me discounting Notre Dame or saying that they're bad. It's just kind of the situation. You know what I mean?
All right, so I have Ohio State's schedule up right now, and they, without saying where the games are, their eight opponents are Nebraska, Penn State, Rutgers, Maryland, Indiana, Illinois, Michigan State, and Michigan.
I retract my statement. Their schedule is absolute dog shit.
The 2 best teams on there are Penn State and Michigan.
Michigan is really not even that good. I mean, Michigan is a good team, but they're not. I wouldn't put them as elite. And Penn State's good, but is that game at home?
It's State College, Pennsylvania, so Beaver Stadium.
It's at Penn State. Who knows if they even have any fans? Penn State, that would be their one really good win. I think Penn State is supposed to have a pretty good football team this year. But who knows how this whole thing will have affected them.
Nebraska was something 25 years ago.
Yeah, they're terrible. They're horrible.
I know. That's my point.
Yeah, and I know Maryland whipped our ass real bad last year, but Maryland sucks. Rutgers, they're not any good. That schedule's dog shit. I'd be mad too if I was Notre Dame and they got in.
Yeah, which is exactly my point. What I said earlier. Hey, you guys didn't start the regular season with us. You were all hell bent on playing in the spring. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, both the Big Ten and Pac-12 shouldn't even be allowed. But I will give the Big Ten credit on one thing. Since they're playing a reduced schedule, they're at least trying to play as many games as possible. So I can respect them for that. They're trying to play 9 games.
I almost just, with all the nonsense with football and teams having to cancel games and postpone them all the time, I almost just wish they'd just done just no college football. The NFL, how come the NFL football, they're not canceling any games there, but in college they're canceling them everywhere?
I don't know.
I know the reason, but
Let's go ahead and
just
say it.
asking the question. Well, it's money. That's all it is. Money.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah, it really makes no sense. It really doesn't.
Really just not playing football. It wouldn't have affected me either way. If you were to have told me Cuse is playing the way they were, oh, you can either watch this or have no football. Well, you know what? I'm going to have to go with the no football. I'd rather not see it. Well, you want to hear something about this last game Cuse played? So,
Sure.
we had 171 yards of offense, right? We had a 69-yard touchdown pass. So if you make that an incompletion, we had 101 yards of offense.
It's a team that needs some work.
That's putting it very nicely. It's a tire fire. It's horrible. I don't know that it's really is, and that's actually would have been the lowest number of yards I believe Syracuse has had in history. So,
yeah, that's rough, man. That's very, very rough.
Other than that, is 103 yards against West Virginia back in 2005. We would have had 2 yards less than that, and to be in that's in Greg Robinson era territory, which is the worst comparison I could possibly give. Worst comparison possible.
Bob Walker says, "Hey Eric, you saying Ohio State's schedule is dog shit? That's an insult to dog shit right there."
Hold on a second.
That's pretty good, Bob.
Sorry, I was getting a phone call. I had to tell them I was on stream.
That's good. Bob just said that you comparing Ohio State's schedule to dog shit is insulting to dog shit.
Sean, can you take me off and then put me back on? I think the phone call disrupted my audio.
I can still hear you. Or are you talking about from my end?
Yeah, I can't hear you at all.
Okay. All right, I have to send Eric the link again. Oops. Well, almost sent it to the wrong person.
Sean, I'm in. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, when I get a phone call during this, and it actually happened, I believe, on the last one I was on with you, if I get a phone call while I'm on the stream, I can deny the phone call, but it's going to quiet my audio for some reason, even if I don't answer the call.
Oh no, stuff like that happens. I mean, you actually can ask Bob here. I mean, Bob was having issues here on YouTube with getting notifications from, both my page and me and Ben's page. So it's funny how little things like that happen.
Bob Walker says, "Hey Eric, you saying Ohio State's schedule is dog shit is an insult to dog shit." Yeah.
Yeah, I told you that.
I don't give them this. They play Penn State, and Penn State is supposed to have a very good team this year. That's definitely not a game to sneeze at. And Michigan is a good team, but Maryland, Rutgers, Indiana, some other terrible teams. I mean, they only play 2 tough teams on the schedule. So
Yeah. So, and that's another thing that hurts too is they don't play any non-conference games, so that was a chance for them to play somebody decent.
yeah, and the thing is that though, and I have to say this, other than Clemson and North Carolina, really Notre Dame really has. Hey, babe, that's good that you put that out there. I think Sean, don't you live in Illinois?
Yeah, I do.
Unfortunately, I don't think that he'd be able to really be able to broadcast. I don't know how many of our viewers live in. Do we have any viewers that live in New York? Yeah, what she's talking about is we recently had uh, a girl go missing. A girl that I know, she went missing in Canastota. She was last seen with a with this boyfriend, I think, boyfriend, husband, or something. They had like went and got married or something, really, and then
Oh wow.
apparently this guy's had like a history of violence. And she was last seen at a Dunkin' Donuts at 11:47 a.m. on September 23rd, and no one has seen her from her since. She's pregnant and has a child at home, and
Wow.
I'll be honest, it doesn't sound good. It really, because apparently they found her phone smashed.
So yeah, that spells trouble.
Yeah, it's not good. But I mean,
Yeah, I can announce it, but I don't know how far it's going to reach with only 4 people watching. But yeah, so yeah, guys, to everyone who's watching, look up Elizabeth Garrow. She went missing in Canastota. Is that how you say that?
yeah,
Canastota, New York.
yep, Canastota, New York.
So yeah, just look that up and be on the lookout for her.
She's a mom too. It's really, really heartbreaking. I know who she is too, and we weren't. I wouldn't say that we were like friends, but we used to talk from time to time, and I I never saw any problem with her. Uh, I don't like her brother very much, but really, me and her always got along. And even if we didn't, I certainly wouldn't want a mother of two to be missing or dead somewhere. That's just terrible.
Oh, of course not. Yeah,
And then
that's just
they've got this piece of
oh.
shit there in the. They've got this piece of shit in custody, and he won't even cooperate. That's how you know he's guilty.
Yeah, if he didn't do anything, there's got to be a reason that he's not saying anything.
They need to
But
rig his balls to the electric chair.
let's face it. Usually, when people lawyer up or anything like that, they're guilty.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just know. I just know this guy is. I have a feeling that she's dead.
Yeah, so I mean,
Really.
we'll put that out there for all you guys. But I mean, who knows if one person watching sees her, why? Hey, it's possible, right?
Never hurts.
But yeah, speaking of stuff like that, it wouldn't be right if we didn't talk a few politics. And any troll out there will really come back now.
Politics.
So
yeah, let's just not scare everybody off the stream this time.
Well, I remember when we talked about the a couple weeks ago when we talked about all the homo stuff. We had like 8. We had like 8 viewers. Then as soon as we started talking about that stuff, I'm not sure if it was from me talking, but it went from 8, 7, 6. I could see the countdown: 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Sean, that's exactly what it was. Pretty sure those people probably haven't even been back. Scared them away.
Probably.
Bob Eric and Orange Men need to resurrect Ben Schwartzwalder. I don't know what they need to resurrect, but
Ernie Davis.
we need to resurrect Jesus. Maybe he could help us.
He's already been resurrected. We're waiting on his second coming.
Yeah, When the second coming comes, maybe that will be okay.
How about that Thompson lady that was killed by the police, but she was with a well-known cop killer, but the media does not tell you that. I wasn't going to mention her. I don't know about the Thompson lady, but Sean, you mean Homo sapiens, I'm sure. Wow, this is getting ridiculous. But this whole stuff with the Breonna Taylor situation, just like what Craig mentioned here, I'm just going to say it. That whole thing is complete bullshit. And all the people that are protesting and rioting over this woman are stupid as shit.
Burn, loot, murder. Having fun with it. Black criminals and drug addicts matter.
Yep, exactly. Because it's just amazed me, and we all know this by now, how the media doesn't report the truth. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable because if they did report the truth, yeah, exactly, Lily. Your girl's right, man. Back the blue. If they actually did their reporting, they would know that the police were there because they had a search warrant with her name on it. I don't know if they were there specifically just for her or her boyfriend as well. I would assume the boyfriend too. But the police were actually given a no-knock warrant, which meant they could actually just kick the door in and go in, but they didn't do that. Neighbors reported that they did identify themselves as police, so they were there to apprehend her because she was involved with her boyfriend, who is a drug dealer. She has a history of this. She used to basically hold drugs for her. I guess it would have been what was her I forget her ex-boyfriend's name, but she would hold her basically the storage place for the drugs. So anyway, they're there on a search warrant. They have the right to be there on her property. They go in, and her boyfriend starts shooting at the police. So naturally, of course, they're going to start shooting back.
Surprise!
And she ends up getting killed in the crossfire. But this is not a case. See, so many people in this damn movement, in the BLM movement, and the party and whatnot, whatever you want to call them.
Biden's lynch mob.
Yeah, they're not there. It's not a case of the cops waking up and saying, "Yeah, I'm going to kill me a black person today." No, it's not. They were there on a warrant, had every right to be there, and you better bet your ass if someone was going to fire on me, I'm firing back because it's kill or be killed in that situation. So no, this Breonna Taylor is not an innocent victim. It goes all the way back to what we were taught as kids.
They don't have one innocent martyr. They don't even have one. George Floyd held a gun to a pregnant woman's stomach. All right, he's a piece of shit. So is Jacob Blake. If they want to build a monument of George Floyd over Minneapolis, let me tell you something. Imagine the cops kill me. Like, they actually, for no reason, shoot me. All right? I guarantee you not one person outside of my county will even know who I am or that I'm dead. No one will even know. Think they're going to build any monument of me?
No.
Hell no. No way. No way. I'll be lucky to have my name in the goddamn obituary.
Oh, let's just look at all the cases this year alone in 2020. George Floyd. First off, he's trying to pass off counterfeit bills at a convenience store. He's high on
tequila matters. Tequila does matter.
He's high on fentanyl and cocaine, I believe, and he's fighting with the cops. Now, granted, the cops could have handled that differently, but it looks like from toxicology reports that came out, he died from the overdose of the fentanyl, not from the cops' knee being on him.
I don't even know nothing about that. I just know he's a piece of garbage.
Rayshard Brooks down in Atlanta. Okay, the guy was drunk in a Wendy's drive-thru. The cops come because somebody called. They pull him off to the side. They're very respectful to him the whole time. They find out that he's drunk. They go to arrest him for DUI. He starts fighting with them. Punches one of them in the face, wrestling around with them, grabs one of their tasers, runs off, fires it back at him. What do you think the cops are going to do? And the dumb thing, And the dumb thing that so many people have been saying is like, oh, they just should have let him run. They would have got him later. No, you do not run from the police. And you certainly don't turn and fire a taser on him either. But go ahead, Eric. You were going to say something.
Rice, man, I don't know if you've ever watched a Trump rally, but I do specifically remember one where it was during the first election, and he said, I will totally accept the result of the election if I win. And it was said to pump up his crowd, okay? Obviously, if Trump were to lose the election, he'd leave the White House, okay? Don't be a dumbass. Don't be an idiot.
Back.
And then Lily says, okay, here's a question. Why is there more black people on All Lives Matter than Black Lives Matter? Because all Black Lives Matter is a bunch of dumbass white people sitting around supporting a movement that they know nothing about. All they do is read the rhetoric on the media, and they just think that that's the gospel. They're sheep. They're morons who don't look up the real truth. If you're a black person, you are more likely to die during one of these riots at the hands of another black person than you are from a police officer. They make it look like police officers are hunting down black people, and it's the opposite. And there's black privilege, because as I mentioned with the whole they wouldn't build a monument of me thing, there's black privilege right now. So there's not one person that's going to tell me that I have privilege because I'm white. Fuck to the no. There are so many black people playing in the NFL and that have high-ranking positions. Meanwhile, these guys who don't have to work a day in their life, I'm going to spend my entire life paying off college loans, most likely, while they get millions of dollars a year to play football. So,
and I like what Craig,
but I don't see where the privilege is.
I like what Craig Sebring said, because it's very relative to that. He says, and big mouth LeBron James shoots his mouth off about that, but a reporter asks him about Nike, who employs women and children in China, and he does not want to answer about that. Well, of course he doesn't.
He's a fucking idiot. He's an idiot too. They're all stupid.
And yeah, so I mean, there is black privilege going on. I'm sorry to say it, but there is. Because you can't, obviously, they're, according to the media and to all the mayors and the liberal mayors and politicians all across in the big cities, you can't. They're free to do whatever the hell they want, even if it's against the law. You can't touch them, can't arrest them, because they're a part of a systematic racism. The white man hates them. Life is against them so much.
You know what I say? I say you take a machine gun to one of those fucking. One of those riots, and I say you shoot every one of those motherfuckers. Shoot them all. Don't leave nobody.
Well, and also in regards to what you were talking about before, I'm just curious. Have you ever been on to the Black Lives Matter website?
Yep.
Then you'll probably know what I'm talking about then. But there's so many people in this movement that have never even been on the website, because if they did, they'd know two things. First, this website, or this whole movement, was started by 3 lesbos who call themselves trained Marxists. That's a fact. I've even seen clips of these women on someone's show saying the exact same thing. And 2, when you go to make a donation, and I saw a video of a lady doing this, but she was actually going to make a donation to Black Lives Matter, but she wanted to see where all her money goes to. Well, she follows the search engine, the searches to see where it all goes. And long story short, it all goes to a website called Act, because it was all listed on there.
Wait,
where all her money was going. And it went to a website called Act Blue, which basically funds Democratic candidates.
Yep. What do you expect? You guys got guys like Chuck Schumer out there fanning political flames. Breonna Taylor's life mattered. You know, how about and I have to address this too. Cannon Hinnant. All right. And I'm gonna say, yeah, his life mattered too. Shot for no reason by a black guy. And yeah, they want to say, you know, oh, he got his justice. So he's not even worth a news report. But these all these black criminals and drug addicts get monuments built to them. This little guy doesn't even get a mention. Fuck
Yeah.
you, Black Lives Matter, you bunch of pussies and bitches. That's what you are. Burning, looting, murdering, destroying black families, destroying businesses, destroying everything. You know, I hope that they all take a nice big swig of a container of bleach. I really do.
Well, they like to eat Tide Pods, so bleach would be right up their alley.
I
And
would
this
love,
and
you
this
know what? I'd love to go serve them ice cold drinks. Bleach.
bleach cocktails.
Yeah, there's some bleach cocktails. I'm sure you get real tired burning down businesses and killing people.
Yeah, I'm sure you got to take a break sometime. Let's see, that loser Rice man, who I'm pretty sure is the same guy from before, says Obama killed bin Laden. Trump's done nothing but put our country in fire. First off, no. If the story is correct, it was the Navy SEALs who killed Osama bin Laden, and the only ones who put this country in fire have been liberals and Democrats.
Obama started the race war. What are you talking about? And he did
Exactly.
absolutely nothing but create a health care act that actually made it harder to get health care. And he completely he did nothing to help our sinking economy. Our economy got better under Trump. And what does he say here? Trump did nothing but put our country in fire. No, Black Lives Matter, freaking rioters and apparently climate change put our country in fire. Okay, what are you talking about, dude? Trump has actually been trying to create some peace. I don't know if you saw what he did with Israel, but he created a peace agreement there that he got nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize for that. You want to know what Obama got nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize for doing? Being black. That's why he got nominated. I'm just gonna say, because he was the first black president. That's why he got nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. That's all he did.
Well, and also, honestly, this guy, this Rice man, I'm pretty sure it's the same guy who was here before. And really, I think he knows better. He's just trying to screw with us. I mean, if he's really that stupid, then my God in heaven.
I mean, I don't hate you personally, right? If you're being like if you're not just a troll and that's what I don't hate you, but dude, I'm gonna call you out for having wrong information. I just am. All right, dude, come on, come here. I'm gonna do the Jim Calhoun again. Get some facts and come back and see me, okay? Jeez.
Craig Sebring says. Craig Sebring says can't wait for Trump to destroy Biden in the debates.
Biden, you'll be lucky if you get him out of his basement.
It's funny. There's actually somebody that I work with that said that he's a card-carrying Republican, but he's voting for Biden because he hates Trump so much. And I'm like, why? I'm like, and he's like, oh, because he lies, because he has every country
blinded by hate. If you do that, okay, I can see why people can dislike Donald Trump. He's not for everybody, but you know what? It's very. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Just tell me. I'll go what Lily just said in a minute, because that's actually now my answer. But what was I just saying? That completely.
I was saying, you were saying that you could see how people don't like Donald Trump.
Yeah, no, I see it because he's very abrasive. It's not for everybody. But do you not understand what's going to happen if you elect Joe Biden? Number one, Joe Biden's not going to be calling the shots. And guess what? Neither is spread eagle Kamala Harris. She's not going to be calling any shots either. The Democratic Party is going to be calling shots. And if you think right now is bad with the BLM mob, it's going to get worse. Because, I'm not here to say that a president should take all the credit for how bad things are because, in my opinion, this country is ran by the billionaires. The president's not really even the one who runs the country, in my opinion. And honestly, I just lost my train of thought again because, and I'm going to get to what Lily just said in a minute. I just want to finish my point. But
Right.
can you get me back on my train of thought again? Because what she's saying is in reference to the missing person. And
I don't know. I can't remember where you were going with that. You were saying that the president can't be held responsible for everything or something like that?
Not solely responsible. To say that the president is not responsible would be an ignorant statement. But he's not solely responsible because this country is ran by the billionaires, all right? Forget about Senate, Congress, all that stuff. They do what the billionaires tell them to do, okay?
George Soros.
But if you're not going to tell me that having Biden and Harris in there saying that these riots are a good thing, and you have guys like people like Schumer out there fanning the flames, not saying anything about any victims that were lost during these riots. If we elect those people into office, it's not going to be good because the hands of Biden and Kamala's ass are going to be calling the shots, and that's going to be terrifying.
Well, it's not just those. It's not just those two.
This economy will be built back up again. The coronavirus will magically go away, and they're going to go back to their impeachment. And guess what? The country won't be ran by a liberal, which could be the best possible thing I could imagine.
Well, and that's the thing. It's not just Biden and Harris. It's that whole damn party. Damn near all of them support this cop-hating, defund the police, all these thugs, and call them victims. So we're screwed no matter who's on the Democratic ticket.
Exactly.
But it's
to get to what Lily was going to say. Go ahead.
Yeah,
John.
yeah. Please, no, please go ahead. This is about a missing person. Let's get it out there.
Who's the person of interest, and what can you tell me more about that? Donald Trump tells Washington to go to hell. He should. What do you mean the economy was improving? It sucked. There were so many people that were unemployed. What are you talking about? The blacks actually got $3 million off food stamps when Trump got into office. All right, do you know how many people were suffering under the Obama economy? And Obama isn't solely responsible for the economy, but he did nothing to improve it, and he actively made it worse.
All right, let me tell you a little story that is adequate to that. 2000. Which election was it? Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to get my timeline down here.
Obama was, if you're talking about the Obama election, it was 2008.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. Not even necessarily 2008. I'm not going to say where I was working or what the industry was, but no, it was not government. Nope. Got to wait for Eric to come back. And listen, Rice, man, if you're the same guy that trolls every single stream, just stop the bullshit. We're tired of it. Yeah, lost you there for a second.
I think he's legit. I think he just genuinely doesn't agree with us, which is fine. He doesn't have to agree. But you know what? And you know what, Rice, man, you're actually right. The economy was sinking during that time, but he actively did nothing to improve it. Did absolutely nothing. Like, I'd like to say that he tanked. Like, I don't really like Obama, so I'd love to say that he tanked the economy because I don't like him personally. And don't even try to tell me it's because he's black. That has nothing to do with it. I just don't like the guy. But I'd love to say he tanked the economy, but he didn't, because he did nothing. In fact, he actually made it harder to get health care, because what happened if you didn't have health care? Yeah, fine, for not having health care. So I don't know how that helps anybody. And I don't know how just giving people free stuff like phones and stuff, I don't know how that gives anybody any incentive to get anywhere.
SOTM podcast.
Oh, sorry.
No, sorry. I was going to say SOTM podcast. Never seen you here before. Anyway, go ahead, Eric.
But how you doing, SOTM podcast? No. And then all of a sudden, I don't know how you make the economy better. You get rid of these welfare. Make it harder to get these welfare programs. And it's not fair. Well, watch magically all these people who are on welfare. Watch them be like, well, I guess I have to get a fucking job now. There are some people that really need to be on welfare, but you make it harder to get on there, mainly to weed out some of those people. Yeah. And you know what? Sometimes it's not fair. It's not fair. But you know what? I'd rather have things be unfair than for things to be, we just give people free stuff. I can think of a couple of welfare queens that I know that live out in a place called Utica, New York.
There's actually a Utica here in Illinois too. Ironic. But I was gonna tell you before, interesting story in regards to what you were saying about the economy. At a place that a buddy of mine and I were working at during Obama's presidency. And again, I can't really. It wasn't a government job, so don't think it was that. But I can't really say what it was. But we had really gotten a lot of business, and we were busy as shit, working some overtime, and then things started to drop off a little bit. And my buddy told me later after that, he's like, see, that's the thing, Sean, everybody's giving us business when it's a Republican in office, but when a Democrat's in office, when a Republican's in office, everybody gives us business, but when it's a Democrat in office, or it's the other way around. What exactly did he tell me? But anyway, I forget the exact details of the conversation, but he said to me that when it's a Republican in office, he hated it because, well, damn, we lost Eric again. Anyway, I guess I can just tell you guys a story until Eric gets back. So what my buddy was getting at, and like I said, I forget all the details of the story, but he hated the fact that there was a Republican in office at the time because we weren't busy in our line of work. But when a Democrat was in office, we were busy as hell. Well, here's the thing. When I told my buddy, we both got laid off from our job while Obama, a Democrat, was in office. So just because it's a Democrat in office doesn't mean they're magical wonder workers of the economy either.
No, they're actually worse for it because they want to give you free stuff.
See, and it's hard for me to tell that story because like I said, I can't go into details of where I was working at the time. They don't like us advertising it. And I don't need any, backlash.
Nope.
But yeah, the company that I was working for, when it was during Obama's tenure, and we were, so busy, so freaking busy. But then whenever a Republican would be in office, whether it was nationally or locally, take your pick, we would slow down. And so that's what my buddy was saying. He's like, "That's pissing me off. We're always slow when a Republican is in office." And I'm like, that has nothing to do with it. But yeah, where are we going? You were going to talk about this stuff with that was related to the missing person thing, Eric.
Yeah. Hey, Lily, would you be okay coming on? If that's okay with you, Sean?
If she wants to, that's fine. I'll add her.
Would you like to come on and you can talk about it? You don't have to stay on for very long.
Here's the link to join.
If you don't want to come on, that's okay. But I was just asking. Yep, the liberals are also not very happy that they're electing a new Supreme Court judge. Oh well.
Well, it's funny how talking about their hypocrisy is nothing new because we all know it. But it's funny how they don't want a new Supreme Court justice picked with such little time to the election. Well, the funny thing is, you go back and look at all the liberal ones, like Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She was elected like within 40 days before that current election, when she was picked. But no, it's just, why don't they just say what they really want? They don't want it since Trump's in office.
Yep, they just don't like Trump. They're a bunch of little kids that got the football taken away from them.
Oh, Zequan, what's up, man? It has been a long ass time since I talked to you. How's it going?
Lily, yeah, I don't think Lily got our request, but I asked her if you wanted to come on with us at least for a minute to talk about the missing person. Sean said he'd be okay with you coming on. You don't have to come on for long, and you don't have to come on at all if you want to. But I just wanted to ask.
Yeah, if you want. Yeah, Lily, if you want to come on, the link is in the comment section here if you see it. If not, I can post it again. But yeah, Zequan, it has been a long-ass time. Hope you've been doing well. Zequan was one of my earliest viewers, big South Carolina fan, and him and I were always cool.
South Carolina.
Yep.
Yeah, the link is in the comments. It's
Here,
right above you.
I'll post it again. It is right here in the comment section.
Lily would be the first person that's actually taken your offer. All the liberals we offer the link to don't want to get on.
Yeah, nope.
But they're okay with being behind a little icon typing in the comment section, but God forbid they come on here. They don't even have to turn their camera on if they're that concerned with their privacy. They can just come on with their voice.
Yeah. All right, Lily, you are on.
Yeah, it's like my basic white bitch look.
It's all good.
Okay. So basically, Emily got a text from her mom, which is Lizzie's mom, that George was with her after Duncan. So he didn't necessarily drop her off at Graziano's like he originally told the police.
Okay.
So he had her in the car for another 40 minutes and then said he dropped her off with a strange man. Which makes no sense. So
that's what you said was strange man?
Yeah, which obviously doesn't.
They had a person, though, you said, right? So he must have given them a name.
Yeah, I don't know the name. There wasn't that much information. It was on the screenshot on the Facebook page. And it was like they have a person of interest. George finally spoke up. Actually, they held him in there for about 6 hours before he said anything. He wouldn't talk at all.
So is it looking better that this girl's is it looking better like this girl's actually going to be found now?
It's looking that way. I mean, they have a person of interest, so I would imagine now they're narrowing down places in Lakeport. So they think she's either in the water or like in a field somewhere.
Oh wow.
Dead?
I don't. Yeah, well, yeah. If she's underwater,
Why would she be, if she was in a field alive, how do they keep her there?
I don't know.
Tie her up or something?
Maybe I don't know.
Not to sound too creepy, but probably maybe drugged her somehow so she couldn't move.
Yeah.
I don't even, yeah, that's so thing to think about, whatever she might have gone through. That's,
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why you don't walk around at night. Well, actually, it wasn't even at night. My bad.
oh,
That's
she
why-
was with someone who I'm pretty sure she, even though apparently he's abusive, but it was a boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, I don't know,
No, it
whatever.
was her husband, because he's the baby daddy of her second baby, of the
That's
baby
so
she's
sick
pregnant with.
that he would do that with his own child is inside of her, and he does that. What a sick piece of shit.
Yeah.
That's a shame. That
And then
is-
drops her off with some. And here's the thing too. You have to wonder: did she really just willingly get in the car with this weird man?
Yeah, I guess you really don't know. I mean, nobody really knows. They're just going off of what he said. So he
The
could
only
just,
one who knows is him and God.
yeah.
Between him and God right now, and God's not going to be too happy.
Oh, God's gonna send him to hell.
Only there was a fate worse than that.
Well, I hope this person gets found, and hopefully she's found safely.
Yeah.
But
She's pregnant, so that's.
I mean,
Oh.
like I told you, we're more than happy to share this on here. But like I told you, it's not a big audience.
Yeah, no. I know, but every little bit helps. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was doing what I was told. I was told to share it, so I shared it to everything.
Yeah, and I told Eric earlier, if there's one person that happens to know what we're talking about, be from the area, then it's worth it, because you never know. I mean, because some of these people, like Bob Walker, I know where he's from. Craig, I'm not too sure. Zequan, I know where he's from. And obviously Rice Man, he could be from anywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah,
He
you guys.
could even be from a Chinese restaurant.
What about a Chinese restaurant?
I said he could even be from a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, that's possible. live upstairs and cook during the day.
Yep. I thought there was something wrong.
All right, since you went there, I got to tell you a great joke.
Oh no.
This is compliments from my buddy Jerry in Ireland. So a 13-year-old Chinese boy walks to an Irish pub, walks right up to the bar and says, "Sir, I'll have a Guinness, please." The bartender looks down at him and says, "You're too young, son." And the Chinese boy goes, "Hey, how'd you know my name?"
I got it.
Too young, son.
That's horrible.
There was this thing where this meme. It was like how to learn Chinese or whatever, and there was all these little translations here that said, I hit my knee on the table and I said, I banged my fucking knee. And then there was one where it was like, you cannot park here. No parking.
Good Lord.
You were a very stupid man. You dumb fuck.
You gotta keep it simple if you're just learning the language, But yeah, Zequan, Jerry's still around. He showed up in a couple of videos with me, and actually I just visited him again in Ireland this past winter. So he's doing really well.
Anyway, I'm gonna hop off for the night.
Yeah, I'm kind of out of stuff to talk about, really. I mean, I could go on forever more about like what we were saying earlier. But one thing I did want to finish. Oh shoot, Lily left before I could tell her thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
But
I'll tell her.
okay. One last thing I want to talk about is, we were talking about like all the Black Lives Matter stuff earlier. So we were last talking about that Rayshard Brooks case. Fire the taser at the officers. What does he think's going to happen? Breonna Taylor, we obviously know all the facts with that. But this the Jacob Blake case. I mean, the guy's reaching for a weapon. He's not cooperating with police. They're not just there for no reason. Same thing. Somebody called, and I can't remember if there was a warrant for him, but he was definitely at a house that he was not supposed to be at due to his parole or whatever. But he's fighting with the cops, reaches for a weapon. What do you think is going to happen? Just freaking comply.
So it's very.
And granted, that guy's still alive. But the point is, though. But the point is, man, the fact that these people are getting treated like martyrs, it's so disturbing. It just shows how far our society has fallen, because we're now at the freaking point where we're pretty much romanticizing criminals.
Yes.
And criminal activity.
A 14-year-old. So sorry. I consider it unfortunate that man is still alive.
Yeah. I mean, you do anything like that to a child, an underage girl? I mean, this is what I've always said about rapists. Maybe he didn't actually like full-blown rape her, but still digitally raping her.
I don't care. I hope he's. Yeah. I wish he died.
No, I share. I told you this on the last stream, but I share Ben Shapiro's opinion on this. Rapists should be either castrated or killed.
Yep.
But yet, people like LeBron James and Beyonce and all these jackasses in the NFL and even on the college level, they want to treat these people as victims. They want to praise them as heroes and martyrs. I mean, do they not even read the facts? That's what the most disturbing part is. None of them get the facts. All they focus on is the skin color. They don't care about what awful things these people did.
Hey, that's like almost racist, right?
Yeah. I thought we weren't supposed to single someone out for their skin color.
Nope, I guess not. Anyway, I'm gonna hop off, but before I go,
go ahead. You have the last word.
That I recently lost my tattoo virginity.
Yes, we mean to talk about that.
Yep.
So let me
get a better view on that real quick.
So real quick, what is it and what's your inspiration for getting it?
I can get a good view of it here. Let me see if I can switch the camera around. Can I actually? Apparently no, I can't. So I'm just going to get as good of a shot of that as I can.
Yeah, Zequan, I think you're right. I think they do go off the clickbait.
But nope, the inspiration is that it's it's artwork from an album cover. It's called, remember how I told you I like Tool, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's the 10,000 Days tattoo. And there's a song in that album that really resonates with me for a very, very personal reason. So that's why I chose to get that tattoo.
Awesome, man. That's great. Myself, I've thought about a tattoo, but I don't know if I want to actually go through with it. Because if I get a tattoo, I want to make sure that it's it stays good for the rest of my life.
Depends on where you get it. Just don't get it somewhere where your skin's going to get super flabby when you're older.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe just on my arm.
Yeah, that's where I got mine. I'm going to get some back tattoos, though. I mean,
by
the time I'm that old, I'm not going to care. So.
That's true.
I mean, I was thinking
the one if I
happy to be still kicking.
Right. I hear you. That's true. But I think if I do get a tattoo, though, probably my family crest right here on my arm, on my shoulder.
That's good. That's a good tattoo to get right there. Good inspiration behind it.
Yeah, because I'm proud of my family. Why wouldn't I want to get them tattooed on me? But that's if I decide to get them, though.
That's a great inspiration right there.
Yep.
I'm gonna get going. So you have a good night, Sean. Good. Thanks for having me again.
Hey, it's always great to have you, dude. We'll see you next time.
All right. See ya.
Later. Well, all right. Whoever's left, all four of you. I think I might be calling it quits here myself pretty soon. So yeah, I really don't have much else to talk about. It was yeah. So all right, guys. Well, thank you guys again for joining us. I'm glad the all the asshole trolls were held to a limit this time, so that they didn't really ruin too much. Which it's kind of hard to ruin these streams anyway because it's pretty basic. So yeah. Those of you who are left, this Sunday, 6:00 p.m. Central Time on the other channel, the show that I do with my buddy Ben, the Two Irish Brothers, we are doing a live stream then. So if you guys want to come join us for that, you're more than welcome to. We hope to see you there. So that's over on the Two Irish Brothers podcast channel, 6:00 p.m. on Sunday night. So on that note, God bless, guys, and y'all have a good night. I'll talk to you later.